Missouri has no sexual education requirement in public school, so students often have absolutely no idea how to protect themselves from sexually transmitted infections, unwanted pregnancies. But that is not stopping the state Senate from looking at a bill which would require first graders, 6 to 7 year olds, ladies and gentlemen, from taking a gun safety training course. Now, even further, this would be a gun safety training course sponsored by a grant provided by none other than the National Rifle Association. It would put an NRA Eddie Eagle gun safe program instructor in all first grade classrooms. Now, this is the height of hypocrisy, Lewis, and this epitomizes the problem we have with the American right in this country. Students aren't even required to learn about their bodies in a way that could actually reduce the number of abortions, which Republicans claim to want to reduce, but it would require them to learn about deadly weapons. This is just unbelievable. Senator Dan Brown, a Republican, a Republican state senator, said that his bill was an effort to teach young people what to do if they come across an unsecured weapon. And he said, I hate mandates as much as anyone, but some concerns and conditions rise to the level of needing a mandate. Healthcare and people staying alive and having a broader and better health situation in this country. No, that's too heavy-handed. We can't have a mandate there, say Republicans. Learning about preventing pregnancy, which would help to reduce the number of abortions Republicans claim to hate. Too heavy-handed, Lewis. Absolutely no mandate there. Gun class, though, taught by the biggest gun lobby group in the world, whose goal is only to increase the number of guns that are sold. We need a mandate there, Lewis. All of a sudden, it's okay for the government to get involved.
Now, I'd be fine with this if the NRA had nothing to do with it.
Well, here's my thing. If what this was first grade teachers will be told, as part of all the different things that they say to students about, here's what you do if a stranger wants to give you a ride, and here's what you do if you see a gun, you do not touch it, and you talk to the closest adult who's nearby. I wouldn't be against that. That seems like common sense to me. Have the teachers do it. But to have an NRA-sponsored gun safety list when you can't even talk about anything other than abstinence-only sex education, Natan, I see this as completely bogus.
Yeah, I mean, the NRA basically wants to indoctrinate kids so that there's a new generation of, right-wing gun nuts in this country.
That's exactly what it is.
And for generations to come. It's a significant irony to me that, what a lot of these people, these Second Amendment absolutists say is that they're preventing against the dystopic tyranny of government.
Right.
This is the dystopia. The dystopia is every kid in every school being trained on warfare.
Let's talk about that dystopia, Lewis, because if we actually look at the data, this is even sadder, and it's really sadder because of Missouri children, right? Because if we look at Missouri's young people suffer from some of the highest rates of sexually transmitted diseases in the country. Most of the schools are running abstinence-only sex education, known to be ineffective, known to be likely to lead to more unwanted pregnancies and STIs. And if you look at Missouri, 51 out of every 1,000 women have an unintended pregnancy. And there are 12 gun deaths per 100,000 people. And for whatever reason, we're going to have the gun safety training by the NRA for 6-year-olds, but not common sense sexual education. It's disgusting.
It's sad. It's sad what's happening there. But like I said, I think that young children should definitely be taught about guns in some way, shape, or form.
To the extent of don't touch them and call an adult.
Absolutely.
Exactly, yeah.
Because how many stories have we read where some little kid just finds a gun, starts playing with it, thinking it's a toy?
In fact, the reason we have to have teachers say, never touch guns, call an adult, is because we have so many irresponsible gun owners who, of course, are considered completely in good standing members of the NRA until the day that they leave their handgun in their coat and a little girl shoots another little girl and she dies, a story which we talked about last week.
You got it.
Maybe if the teachers had said something along these lines, that would have been good. But an NRA-sponsored gun safety class, absolutely not.
No way.